Chris?
Yeah?
5 minutes.
OK.
The word stew makes it seem a bit basic and overboiled and overcooked. So it's sort of whether this stew is going to be modern and interesting and delicious.
I hope it tastes good.
Smells great.
Pumpkin, rice and plantain. I'm up for this, I really am.
That's it, that's good. We done?
I think so.
Come on, fill their lives up with a bit of Jamaican sunshine. Off you go.
Well done.
Thank you.
Straight back for your cheesecake, please.
OK.
Not bad. Actually, not bad.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi.
That's a really attractive plate. I love it.
Carice's Jamaican brown stew includes chicken, tomato, peppers, brown sugar and soy sauce, accompanied by pumpkin rice and fried plantain.
Oh, wow.
The brown stew is really different. It's actually very herbal and quite sweet, and it has that subtlety of spice in it as well. The chicken's falling off the bone as if it's been cooked for 3 hours, not 1 hour.
And I love the fact that she's added some aromats to all of this, and it's connecting the plantain, which can be quite sweet. But the time that she's put in the stew and in the plantain, it balances really well.
There's a humbleness, there's an authenticity to this, and I think it really shows.
Grease's rice is absolutely delicious. I love that sweet pumpkin running through it.
Could do with a little bit more heat in that stew. But that's not bad at all. And it's moving towards quite a smart presentation.
Yeah, I mean, a cheesecake's a cheesecake, and so long as it's zingy and fresh, it will be delicious.
The compote, I don't want really great big chunks, you know. I want it to be smooth, I want it to be silky, I want it to wrap around all the other elements on the plate.
What's wrong, Chris?
I don't know. I feel like I could have done better. I wasn't really happy with the chicken.
Do you know what? We've never had a contestant through here that doesn't think they can do better. Even the ones who won it.
OK.
Chris looks lovely. See you later.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carice.
I've made for you today lemon and ginger cheesecake with a blueberry compote.
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
I really like the very soft cheesecake, part of the cheesecake, if that makes sense. It's really quite light, very lemony and very lovely.
The ginger and the butter and the biscuit base, there's big lumps of it that's clumped together, which is a real delight. And the blueberries, actually, I add a bit of extra sourness that just seasons the whole thing in a way that brings it all together.
It's Moorish, it's delicious. She's a good cook. She can cook.
What she's done, I think, is clever. The ginger is coming from the ginger nut biscuits. Sharp, sour lemon inside the cream cheese, but the cream cheese is not cloying. And then some sharp but sweet blueberries across the top.
She knows what tastes good and she's delivering it.
At the start of the competition, I thought I was passionate about food, and it builds with every single day that goes by. So I just want it so bad.
You all right, Liz?
I'm all right, yeah, not too bad.
You're putting yourself under a fair amount of pressure, aren't you?
Yeah, I really am. I'm trying to enjoy the experience, but at the same time, I'm trying to be as good as I can be.
Why is this competition meaning so much to you?
I think it's a lot to do with wanting to do this seriously as a career, and I really think that if I can do myself proud, that I've got a good chance as well.
Liz, good luck.
Thank you.
Not too much pressure, all right?
Well, OK, I'll try.
Liz is sticking with what she calls her traditional style, however, she's putting an Asian twist on it. We've got a duck breast. She's serving with a 5-spice sauce, bok choy, and butternut squash with ginger. But also on her bench, she has carrots, orange juice, lavender and red currants. I don't know where this is going, I have no idea, but we've tasted this food before and it's been delicious. So who knows? 30 minutes left. 30 minutes. Hope, our youngest contestant in the competition.
I expected a lack of experience and a bit of lack of knowledge. I haven't seen any of that so far.
When I hear other contestants talking about what they're doing, it does scare me a bit because they definitely have a wider knowledge of food. But I guess I'll just have to use my youth to my advantage. How I can do that, I'm not sure yet, but...
How you doing, Hope?
I'm really happy with this brief, actually. Hasn't really suited my student budget, though. Pork and duck breast haven't really gone down well.
Cooking for Jay Rayner?
Yes. That's scary. To be honest, though, I was thinking about it earlier, and cooking for you and John is quite scary as well, so I'm just trying to forget about that all and just try and cook to the best of my ability.
Hope's gone very classy, and some may say safe. Pan-fried duck breast, celeriac puree, crispy parsnips and a blackberry sauce. That's the ambition. I hope she's got the skill to make sure it gets on the plate properly.
Absolute disaster.
Billy, what's happening over here? You seem a tad stressed.
Yeah, cooked the lentils 3 times.
Have you really?
I don't think I've ever cooked lentils incorrectly in my life before. First off, they had too much chilli, and second off, they had too much salt in, so this time they should be all right.
Listen, you've got 15 minutes left.
On track. I hope. I'm just waiting for that to rest.
Middles for diddles. I'm kind of like happy with some things and not so happy with others.
Don't forget your egg, Jane.
Yeah,
Your egg.
that's what I'm just about to do, yeah.
Run out of time. Quick.
Do that.
I've got a plate up there, haven't I?
If you can find some space.
5 minutes on the dot.
Right, that's it, guys. Time's up. Stop, please. Billy, stop. Well done.
Yeah, well done.
How's yours? Yeah, good. I'm over the moon.
Oh, that's lovely. You've just got so many ingredients.
Right, all the duck breasts are cooked. Now let me introduce you to the food critic that's going to taste your food, Jay Rayner. Good afternoon. Ready for your lunch?
I hope so.
Liz, come and bring your duck up here, please.
Company director Liz has made pan-fried duck breast with roasted butternut squash and ginger puree, rolled purple carrots, parmentier potatoes, leeks, bok choy, and a 5-spice sauce.
I absolutely love it. I love your modern presentation.
The duck is accurately cooked, but what really makes it sing are the sauces you put underneath. The puree with that little hit of ginger, and then the 5-spice gravy on the top. It becomes one. They do sort of mingle in with each other, but they become a very nice one. They shake hands and move off into the sunset together like they're best friends.
I like the ginger butternut squash 5-spice duck combination. I like the leek potato combination. But when I try and put those two together, I'm a little bit confused.
I find so much on that dish to admire. But I've got the texture of a European roast dinner. I've got the flavours of a beautiful Asian dish.
We're holding you to your own standards here.
Yeah.
You know, that's a great bit of duck with some really, really great sauces. It's about the rest of the things and whether they need to be there or whether they confuse things. So you shouldn't be down on yourself.
Okay.
I've always seen Jen as a classic cook, as a safe cook. She has started to break out of that. Perhaps Jen's getting a little bit more daring.
I feel excited about today. I've practiced my dish I'm doing several times, so I just really want to make sure that I do it right today and get into semi-finals.
Jen, you're making a pudding.
I am doing a pudding, chocolate, cherry and almond brownie with chocolate and almond macarons, a cherry sauce and amaretto cream.
Why this? Why a brownie?
The key thing here is the flavours. They're all flavours that are some of my absolute favourites. And the brownie just gives a really lovely texture.
Oh, I'd love to eat it with a great big spoon. I just don't know how you make it pretty. That's over to you.
Hopefully I'll do well.
Chocolate brownie at this stage of the competition, it better be a good brownie. It needs to be crispy on the outside, stodgy in the centre and cooked properly all the way through.
The low light of the competition so far was what happened with Marcus.
There are errors all over this plate.
That is the phrase. It chills me to the bone, it really does.
Liz, I'm almost scared to ask you how you feel.
No, don't be. It's all okay. I feel good today.
How did you feel after you'd cooked for Marcus?
You know, someone who you respect so much and not impressing them, it's really hard to hear. You know, I've had to go away and take it as a positive and turn it around and come back swinging.
Go on, Liz.
Cheers.
Back in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
Liz is giving us pork belly, served with a fig and apple syrup, roasted apples, black pudding, and a sauce made from the pork belly. I hope those apples are lovely and sour and sharp because those figs are really sweet.
Listen, you've got 15 minutes left.
Oh, what a day. There's this steely silence in here as 9 cooks beaver away at their one dish to try and get a semi-final place. I have to tell you, the smells are fantastic.
I think I've cooked the fish right, so yeah, hopefully it all works together as one.
You have 6 minutes left.
Everything's cooked how I want it. Sauce is good. Grouse is just good.
Last 60 seconds.
Quick.
That's it. Stop.
Like a big plate of food, isn't it?
Big boys. What's up there?
Whoa, stunning.
Jaws will collapse a bit.
Mortgage advisor Jen's dish is a chocolate, almond and cherry brownie with chocolate-filled almond macarons, amaretto cream and a cherry sauce.
Your sauce is like one of those medicines you had when a kid that you really liked. It's got that sort of sweetness that makes you feel good inside. But I question whether a brownie and a macaron with a sauce belong on one plate as a dessert.
Like your macarons, really nice. They're crisp on the outside, they're spongy in the middle. Your chocolate brownie is dense, but I like the flavour of that as well, especially with cherry and chocolate I like. I don't like this sauce. I find it far too sour.
That dish needed to be perfect, and they didn't love it, so I don't know.
Jack has made his take on pork and beans. Pork belly with whipped lardo, pig cheek tortellini, butter beans, with a smoked garlic and butter bean puree, parmesan crisp, crackling and paprika crumb, and a chorizo oil.
Almost. And all you had to do was take the cooking juices from your pork belly and bathe those tortellini in them, because that pork belly and those tortellini need sauce, because the rest of it is delicious.
You cooked your pork belly well. I like your wafer, your cheesy wafer. I think the pig's cheek tortellini with a little crispy crumb of chorizo is inspired.
All for a couple of tablespoons of sauce, basically. So, kicking myself, yeah.
Natasha has made a hazelnut praline semifredo with baked chocolate ganache, hazelnut crumb, a cocoa nib tuile, and a warm caramel sauce.
Love the semifredo with that caramel sauce across the top. That's wonderful. But the ganache for me is far too heavy, far too dense. I mean, that may even make a thud if I drop it.
You made your own praline, you made a semifredo. There's a load of work in here. But the addition of chocolate for me, just a bit too far. It's just a bit too sweet for me, Natasha.
Fridge.
My sauce was a bit too hot. It's melted through the sidewalls of my chocolate, which were already not great. And I now have sauce all over the side of the plate. So, a disaster.
The only person right now that knows it's not how it should be is you.
Yep.
All right?
We'll be all right.
So, Tony, Forest Walk.
Who doesn't like Black Forest Gateau? Apart from
me. I hate
chocolate, whether
Black
you
Forest
like
Gateau.
chocolate and cherry or not. Chocolate and cherry, time-honoured combination. I'm looking forward to eating it.
That's fine. You have nothing to worry about. No, seriously.
Thanks, Greg.
I quite like it. I quite like the sort of theatrical melty bit.
Right, ready to go?
Ready to go.
Well done, mate.
Good job.
Thank you.
He can get away with this, though.
I think he can get away with it as well.
How are you?
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You have a tempered chocolate cup with a chocolate sponge in the base, a cherry and kirsch mousse in the centre with a cherry sauce on top, served alongside a chocolate soil with some cream and chocolate decorations. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
I feel really disappointed after that. I got plates of food up, but not plates of food that I'd intended to serve.
I rather like the look of this. There's a sort of blingy naturalness to it. I like the fact that the cylindrical cone has collapsed under the heat of the juice. I don't like a Black Forest Gateau, but I like a Forest Walk. You've got different chocolate and different textures, which I really enjoy. I love it. I love it. I'm going to keep eating it.
I don't particularly like it, I have to say. And I quite like Black Forest Gateau. I don't think there's enough kirsch. I think it's fine, but I think if you're going for something this delicate, it has to be better than this.
You could say that it needed more kirsch and more personality, but I think it's a very sound piece of work.
Have some of yours.
Oh, yeah. Well, God.
I love that cherry sauce around the outside with that rich, dark chocolate sponge.
It's just delicious. It's absolutely delicious.
Last of the semi-finals, we now need to work out who goes into finals week. One of them is leaving the competition.
It's no surprise that the 3 contestants in this kitchen that we had an issue with, the critics also had an issue with. Pete, Paul, and Sarah. Sarah, some real cooking issues. Undercooked salmon and a very odd egg. Pete was over 10 minutes late.
For all its bells and whistles, it didn't really deliver.
Paul, nicely cooked lobster, but everything else that went with that dish was highly questionable.
One of them's leaving the competition. Who's it going to be?